That's a hell of a question. I guess that Bulgarian land does not count from earlier last year.
Yeah, no, doesn't count. Big LAN.
Big LAN. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, mate. I really couldn't tell you. Give me an answer.
5 years and 19 days at ESEA Season 22 Global Challenge on Mortal Kombat, and they have the chance with one best of 3 to go again.
Well, it will be Inferno as our starting map as picked by the OPAA side. The map pick of Fiend is not Mirage. It was banned out in the first wave smartly by the likes of OPAA, so it will be Dust 2 as our second and Overpass as our third. And look at this matchup. I still believe that even Fiend can make this happen in a pretty handy stance. First start of the CT side, Bubble kicks things off to open up the frag.
A good start coming out from that top banana control, and for Fiend, just playing quite heavy setup out from the apartments with a couple of players, being able to try and see if they can bait in the aggression from the T side, and Hard going to get taken away straight away.
Towson with a kill on towards Han. Responsive is involved. The 4 versus 4 for now. No secondary pick back here for the CT forces to regain control of the advantage, but they are leaning in towards that heavy stack A site. So right now, OPAA could give up the Ghost to the Fiend's side. Notan, we're leaning out first and foremost here from the boiler position. Dreamer set with the USP backed up, trying to get on top of Bike. May have given up some information to the player in Apps itself, and you can see the swing coming in to try and lock on towards him. Goosh down to 15. Victor gets the kill on Berry. Further taps from Dreamer. They can't deal with him. Allows a kill on Rixo, so he does set up a 3 versus 2 for Fiend. As he does go down, the bomb can get planted.
Just get that post plant in and try and see if they can win it out from here. Red Star coming quite quickly out from the brackets position. A lot of damage coming through onto Towson. Down to just red HP. Does get a pick onto Bubble. And now the trade comes back. He's now down for the ace.
1 versus 2 for the man. Taps on. Gets another kill back. Looking for the headshot on Victor. 1-on-1. Trying to bait him in. But yeah, Victor doesn't even need the headshot. You can just land 1 simple body tap. And that'll be enough for Fiend's pistol.
Oh, what a start coming through from the youngster. Towson, 16 years old, getting a 4K, but not quite enough to win that round overright. The kill coming through from Victor, being able to get that defuse forward. And for OPAA Gaming, you've got to imagine, bomb down, lots of damage, buy it up, get those AKs forward, try and get Galil's out for the most.
Yeah, nice start out. Good opener again for Fiend. A bit down to the wire, given the circumstances. In the end, still a pistol victory to the favour of the Fiend side. So that'll be enough to start things off on their own right foot here, getting this map under their control. Again, the map pick of the OPAA side. They can get this victory, then they'll be setting for a nice 2-0, which honestly, Dwag, I feel like is a very high possibility here for Fiend today.
Even for OPAA to make it into the closed qualifier is an achievement in itself. Barry, an in-game leader that has been tarnished as a bright mind in the Danish scene for a very long time, being able to bring young, up-and-coming talent, more previously on that QB Fire team that we did see sort of Jency coming out from, also saw Tortzen and Stair coming in. And now coming over to the OPAA Gaming side, trying to see what damage they can find. Out to this bracket control, not really taking the full map control, looking to retake Banana.
Jump face from Bubble still sees even more from Rixo's part, tapping forward to the scout. Jump face continues to come out from this FAMAS. Bubble trying to look for information. The moment he sees T-side contact, he's going to start to spot that cross, and he's going to get overwhelmed anyway. Kill in for Towson, nice and easy, and they charge straight in. Red Star can't get here in time.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to how much damage can he find on the spray. Well, he does get the connection through the smoke to bring it back to a 4v4. Bomb can go down for OPAA Gaming. They've got themselves in a great position with the B site open.
Yeah, all-important start back to evens and a 4 versus 4. That spray through the SMG still going to be massive, but Notan can deal with Red Star. Trade it back to the favour of the T side. Fiend don't have kits in play for this retake, so if they're going to go for it, they're going to have to go for it quick. Victor looking into the back lines, M4 leaning up, Hans, FAMAS I should say, lean up towards the OPAA Gaming contact positions. In the end, they opt to not go for any engagements, opt not to go for the retake, taking too long to get any kills together, so they have to throw the round away, leave it back to OPAA to take the first.
Okay, well done. Just being able to isolate Bubble very early on. Got caught sleeping and off guard in that top banana position, not getting the util down quick enough and going back for a 1-for-1 trade. Getting overwhelmed, taking that B site, being able to get the force spike back in. And for OPAA, we saw a lot of Inferno coming out from them in the open qualifier, and more specifically in the 4th one that actually landed them the spot in the closed qual. LDLC, 19-15, victory on Inferno. Lingby Vikings, another overtime win for them on this map. Gorillas 2, 16-10. Even came through as map 3 in that best of 3 up against Havu in the semi-finals. And that as well went down to overtime. So OPAA Gaming, so far in their campaign, they seem to be loving a bit of overtime.
take control of the equalising standing here. Whether they can gape it equals going into that overtime map-up, then we'll get to see. For now, it's very early doors to even see any predictions on that particular front bubble. 97. See several flicks up towards the first kill, and so there will be the first casualty. The nades from Berry can come back and trade the man back.
Now, Red Star's thinking about taking the aggressive approach, minimalising the amount of map control they can find out from this banana position, rotate Han back over to the A site. Now, the two players on the site itself of Dreamer and Victor are proper deep in there. They've got no information on short side.
Han leaning in. Torsten keeps his eyes around. Berry going to start to lean up as well. Han's nade. The raid towards brackets. He puts that down now. We can catch both players. Body block. The spray to Rixo. 5 HP. So much work being done there, but not enough to get the frag.
Now that smoke's going to start dissipating soon. The T's being very quiet about their approach. They're walking up short and now getting the mollies into the side.
And not towards that forward box where Victor's holding from. Does get his kill while with assistance. Han gets involved with a kill back of his own. Deagle spams his way. No time trading on a 3 versus 2 scenario. Victor's also out of ammo. Needs back up to get here. And look at the HP numbers for Fiend. A 1 versus 2 with Red Star on 100 HP. Noten and Berry on 10 and 9. Further smokes. Red Star's going to have to get ahead of the curve here. Kit's dropped on a site. Good kill. Berry could be seen as well. Perfect headshot. Perfect frag. And another good round for Fiend.
Yeah, Red Star might not have minded if they were on 100 HP. Great headshots coming through from that FAMAS. An all-important clutch. And I just get that feeling, Jay, we're going to have that kind of game where it's all on the table. It's back and forth. It's up close and personal. And it's going to be a tight first map here on Inferno. And we get into a position where for OPAA, you'd think to yourself, oh, we've gone back and forth. They should be kind of on double eco status. They've actually been able to farm up a decent amount of money. Berry's got heaps. Rixo as well. So coming through, it almost looks like a rifle round for the Danes.
Yeah, bomb plant bonuses, providing bonuses and providing extra rounds here for the OPAA gaming camp. This investment will see the M4s out, the FAMAS in for Dreamer. And Fiend will be able to do a similar amount against the OPAA side. But again, those downgrades in the Mac 10 and the Deagle on Notan. And so there. Nades up, doing some amounts of damage. Chips on towards Bubble and Red Star and to Berry and Stare.
And they're taking a lot of map control. OPAA are doing a good job of forcing the CTs further back and working with that information. Seems like Victor and Bubble might want to aggress and take back this top banana control.
M4 ready to line up. 2 only gets the 1 kill. Berry with a responsive. Victor can line up, tunnel of his own right. M4 gets that 1 frag in, but the trade is still good from OPAA. Red Star gets above that smoke, finds Rixo with his AK involved, and he's back up to get here. May or may not have seen the bomb. They're making a fair amount of noise, but OPAA will rotate back to the A site.
Now, how quickly are the CTs going to be able to get there? Dreamer already thinking of the approach coming back in from Library. Now, they do have a smoke to get down to that moto position. That's going to help them wrap short side to get into A.
Dreamer and Han quickly back in position. Smokes on. Dreamer turning away from the flash. Smoke up. Spray through. Gets the 1. Notan there with a responsive. 1 on 2 for him. Got to clutch this against Han first, but not even going to go so far as even that pick. 2 AK save for Fiend. A very damaging round, but it was a full buy from OPAA, so the money's not quite there for them to reinvest.
No, not at all. You'll be able to upgrade some pistols here or there. It's not going to be a massive amount of them, only because the loss bonus sits at 2,400. Ooh, okay. Maybe Berry's bringing something to the table here. I did not expect another force buy to come forward. They want to try and keep pressure on, and I guess they know that if they can convert round 5, they will reset the economy from Fiend. It's risky, though.
This is very curious here. Could allow a 5-1 on the polar opposite. Resets are available. You are right about that front. Heavy, heavy risk. Call in from Berry. He's going to lead that charge at least. We just lead by example as opposed to just calling a suicide squad pact. But Bubble gets his 2 kills anyway, so it may cut out to be both ways.
Yeah, they're just getting ripped apart out from this banana contact. It's still aggressive, and even Red Star now starts getting involved. OPAA haven't done a lick of damage onto this CT side at all. Finally, there's some damage being done, and Red Star just mops up the final couple of kills, ends it with a 3K, and for OPAA, we said it was kind of risky to invest like that, and I wouldn't have minded if they were able to get some trades back, so maybe there was a bomb plan in. It's just that whole round, they had so much investment forward, and they just weren't able to do anything with it.
No, it just kind of sucks in that respect, seeing OPAA go in that hard and then just get decimated. Half investment by technicality here, more of like a hero half on the Berry's part. The Eagles onto Torsten as well, the Glocks and everybody else. Simple stuff from OPAA. Not a very great setup off the back of that, and you can see how where the risk comes in that previous buy. The force invest now to the pistol rush out towards Banana Bubble. Have to get out of dodge, see contact, call in for some backup in Red Star. Incendiary Bactra forced him down the low HP line, up 2 kills. Red Star gets one of his own. Rebel makes it a triple. Red Star does fall in turn. But that rifle can get recovered. I don't even think they need to do so here. Bomb dropped. Easy round for Fiend.
The battle of the in-game leaders is an interesting one too. Berry, 31 years old, very early days of CS. He was playing with C-Play and SK in some of like the Tier 1 events, and then has sort of been drifted down into the Tier 2 and 3 scene for the last 6 years or so. And even for Bubble, you think about him very early in his career, he was playing in a lot of the higher end Tier 1 events with G-Play and MK, even having that stint on Rogue. Both sort of players have had to sort of dive down into the lower divisions and start working their way back up.
And start working his way up towards mid, finds Rixo, kicks things off. Nice simple kill with the AWP support here. Victor looking at make his way up and out here with his AK in hand. One of 2 that they have for the CT side. The high HP man as Bubble did burn a little bit. Timing's perfect for the swing on Notan. See that second player out towards mid. Dreamer catches Torsen in the apartments. And now the AWP to strike back from brackets. Berry to fall. And that's their last man left. 1 versus 5. No real chance that he wins out this one. Can at least find Victor. Everybody else is going to be the problem though.
Jeez, this is looking fiery out from Fiend. They're playing with so much confidence. There's so much aggression. That first pick to come through from Red Star, aggressing out from mid, and then just in the apartments, moving forward. The timing for Victor to make that sort of play, and then had the support of Dreamer and of Han to be able to establish the crossfires. And they know exactly where Astaire is. What does he really do? Just save onto the AK? Oh, there's even a backstab at bridge.
Nades on, damage done, player getting forced back. No chance to really stay alive. Eventually going to get caught off by Red Star in the apartments. It was only a matter of time before Fiend would capitalise on that. And that round really demonstrates the main skill differential between these two teams. Again, we mentioned before that Fiend are a top tier 2 team. OPAA maybe tier 3 at best. And you can see how well Fiend are going to play with that 6-1 decimation on each individual fight and back down to pistols again for the T side.
Well, it's funny for Fiend because they played Lingby Vikings in another event very early on this morning, got a simple 2-0, and they were going to play K23 in another event as well, and they would have had time to play that game and follow up here into the closed qualifier. Instead, they decided to forfeit, so they've had a couple of hours rest to probably get prepared going into this one, knowing the importance of trying to beat a team like OPAA.
Yeah, we mentioned before how many times people have slept on certain squads and allowed the victories to go against them, allowed the upset wins. Now this series is to get way too close for their own right. Incendiary's on as Red Star leans up out towards that main entrance over at B. Utility in for the T side line. The flash is over. The smoke's at the ready for Astaire. She's going to flash his teammate around the corner instead. There's no one watching it directly here for Fiend. They're smoked off. They've got 1 player at Arch. They could take an engagement. Victor does. Doesn't siphon off the rotations. Just knows that they're there on long.
This is very baity coming through for OPAA. They're waiting for an aggressive move, and Red Star's going to give them exactly that. No one looking down towards the bottom of Banana. Gets away with a couple of kills. They've got to start rotating players back over to B because it's now completely open. Yeah, and that's what the sensible call really is going to be here for the T side line. Go towards the B hit. You've taken out that player. You've got a rifle involved. You know, there's a lot of A presence, and Torsen can get a kill through the smoke as well. Using those traces, blind fire from Victor. Doesn't catch him on the cross. The bomb can make its way over safely, and it will be a retake on for Fiend. Okay, this looks very doable. It all comes down to the next fight that doesn't get won by the T side. Gap in that CT smoke as well.
Second AK that Berry's picked up, can utilise it. Got towards that gap where the CT player fell down. Victor, all-important pick. Dreamer now siphoning him in towards Banana. Sees that one individual with a deagle. Taps forward. Got to be careful not to fall and lose a headshot. The sprays, AK. Trying to win out against Notan. Knows that he's reloading. Heard the sound cue and finally gets that kill. Berry held to the Shire, 1 headshot, head tucked away, looking to isolate Dreamer, but can't win that second fight. Someone's got to go on the defuse here. They are a bit too close. Ooh, is that mistake going to cost Fiend? No, it just comes together for the CT side, but you did see how close they let that get.
And what's Han playing at there? He's stretching his arms or something. Oh, got to get back to the bomb. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that was very close. That seemed to get out of hand very quickly. They do make sure that that round does get saved. And for OPAA Gaming, they are showing us that they can over-rotate. They can bait in Fiend in a lot of these situations. They're winning out some decent fights. It's the late rounds, though. They've had bomb plants. They've had situations in which the round looks winnable. They just haven't quite found that final execution.
Oh, perfect timing. Perfect shot for Han. Torsen didn't even see it coming. Hahn didn't even see him coming. Still got the frag. Fiend's timing is so perfect here against OPAA. Despite the damages taken from that previous round, despite the heavy casualties they had to sustain. Still get the guns out and the man advantage maintained above OPAA here.
The deadliest element that Fiend have is consistency. Look at the kill distribution coming through. Everyone is showing up. Everyone is finding impact. Where for OPAA, we're seeing Rixo, their main AWP, only on 1 kill, and Stare, he's only on 1.
Not been all that impressive. AWP of Rixo is also on 1 kill of his own right, so there's a little bit of limitations in terms of the firepower players. Fiend not giving these individuals a chance to strike. Berry gonna walk straight into Hahn, not expecting him to be so close on that corner. No flash support either, so a bit of a misplay, I guess, from him. He would have thought he would have called it out, but not to be. Nades on, AK Dreamer still looks up to apartments, locks at the Notan's head, sees Esther, gets his double, and Rixo in a 1 versus 5 also gets overwhelmed the same. Nice confidence from Fiend. And something tells me this match might continue to go down this route and continue to keep up at this pace.
Yeah, honestly, the first 3 or 4 rounds, I was adamant that this was going to be a close affair. The OPAA was really going to keep it tight and competitive, and Fiend have just started unleashing, haven't they? They're really starting to show up. AKs are just mass on their CT side. And OPAA Gaming, you feel for them with the draw they've had here in the close qualifier. They had FaZe a couple of days ago, and now you've got Fiend, a top team in the Tier 2 space. They would have loved, honestly, any other team.
Yeah, this is always going to be a tough draw, I think, for a team like OPAA. Indeed, they're going to have to suffer because of it here. Fiend playing out and about. The Incendiary's on. Hahn will get forced away. Incendiary back on for them. Hahn gets trying to get out of dodge. Esther going to burn and fall down to the AWP swing. Back on a second man. Connects it as well. 1 player up at the apartment's entrance. Does get traded back by Notan at least. But a 4-on-3 still favours Fiend. They might lose the bomb plant, but they should get the retake.
And they've just got so many players up on this long side, and for OPAA, they can try and get a kill through this photo smoke. That might help, but it actually goes the other way. The bomb goes down. It's going to get planted up again. They've got to work a 2v4 now.
Oh, he's so blind, and still they get these kills. Not the first time that's happened in this map up already. 2-man advantage for Fiend. OPAA, how do you fight your way out of this? 2 players coming in from short. The crossfire locked out. Could get those trades together. Got to look back to the apartments as well. On towards Longberry. Swings back. Gets a kill. Red Star involved in the trade. And Notan's got to get the quadra out. Footsteps heard as info on both CT players. Have to isolate both these kills and almost gets the spray together. Red Star on 8 HP. Barely saves the round for Fiend.
A beautiful sequence coming through from those 2 players. Notice how they peaked together, Jay, but they were in different height advantages, aren't there? So the way that Notan is going to be able to line them up is nearly impossible. He has to hit some sort of ridiculous spray transfer to get both of them. And they have an idea of where he is playing out into that quarter. They make sure that they work together as a unit, don't isolate any of those 1v1s. And Fiend, this streak is just pulling ahead.
9-1. The CT side looking stellar. OPAA looking pretty dire at the moment. At least they have the guns back out with that bomb plant bonus. The money's built up for Fiend though, so despite losing 4 players, they still have a mountain of cash to buy into round 12 with. Might not even need it here. They've been winning these rounds so nice and effectively and efficiently that you can imagine there could be another one on the table right here.
Now, even out to this brackets contact, you've got 2 players out on long side, a 3rd rotating in from Red Star, who's just having a game. He's putting up so many numbers. Bubble getting flashed off this top banana position, and how quickly the rotates come back. All he gets is 1 flash, and they're like, yep, we're going to rotate 2 players extra to B.
Smoke set for Berry. Suppression involved for Fiend. And smoke back towards that cross as well over on the B site, trying to indicate that there is some sort of B play on the table here for OPAA. The bomb's yet to commit though. Fiend have still left those 3 players stacked up on that B site. Full convergence towards A. Could catch Hahn and Dreamer. They might not be able to hold off.
Yeah, Rixo could just sell the B fake, and someone's going to have to make a play. Someone's going to have to get an immediate entry, because that's where they've struggled with on T side, is opening kills.
And re-smoke back down there from Rixo. Of course, a smoke to counteract it on the CT side. Flashes in towards brackets. Contact's been seen. Torsen can get that frag hard now. A lot of pressure against him. How many did they see? And did they catch vision on the bomb? Rotations are inbound. Got to hold off towards Longberry's been spotted. And Hahn can get that frag. Suppressed by that smoke will just blind fire and wait for his teammates to get here as the retake has got to be set.
And there's another long wrap that can come through from Rick. So the preempts there from Victor. The T-side went out the fight. Now the backstab in for Bubble brings it back to a 3v3.
And they're able to act still with the HP advantage above Torsen. 13 points of health for him off that initial engagement on short. He's placed back in the corner box of the bomb site. Flashbang forward, Hahn going to peek in, try to look for Torsen. Sees him, catches the frag, looks back towards Mini Pit. May have an inkling as to where Notan is. Blind firing though, can't seem to get the vision. Incendiary to force Esther out of the back of the site. In that corner, Notan swings, sees a headshot, a fantastic headshot at that. And now Esther just going to luck his way back in, back on the smoke to the defuse. Bubble gets his kill regardless and gets the round for Fiend.
Oh, it's going to be close on the defuse again. Oh, they've done it another time. What a retake coming in. And just the sequence, the flash underhand to come through from Moto, the boost up for the AWP, looking into that cold zero box, and then just using the util, peeking together. Fiend, they're just a caliber above the rest when you compare them to OPAA.
Yeah, and that is the main separation point. We can go into details about map pools and calling styles and tactical basis and what have you. The truth of the matter is that Fiend are just a better team, pound for pound. And that difference is so massive that nothing else really matters, and you can see how it doesn't matter. Again, OPAA Gaming's map pick, Inferno, a map which on their HLTV officials have never lost once. And is being picked apart by this Fiend side. Rixo can get a couple of kills in at least. Also can also isolate 2 players back in the apartments. So suddenly, it all starts to put paid to the thoughts and the point I was just making right there. Bubble, 1v4. Shouldn't really do much from this one. OPAA do get at least a little bit of a consolation prize. But again, the question turns to, will it be able to carry forward from there?
Well, Fiend finally get punished for hyper-aggression. We see it go down from mid, Red Star caught off, and even in the apartments, they've got that crossfire set, and it still just gets destroyed. It gets rolled over. Rixo with a couple of kills out from Mexi, and then Torsen being able to find 2 himself. Wonderful stuff coming through from OPAA Gaming, and for them, they've been finding a fair bit of success locally. We know that they're playing an ASEA main, they're having an okay time, not the best of seasons for them. Even when it comes to the Power League, they're currently first, 5 wins, no losses. When you compare that to last season where they only got a top 4 placing, it's all about being able to transfer that success locally and trying to put it on the international scale. Again, OPAA Gaming, to have an opportunity like this for a best of 3 to go into a LAN, into an RMR, you don't get those every day.
Was that an intentional pun? OPAA Gaming with an opportunity?
Oh, it wasn't, but I can say it was.
Well, speaking of unintentional, I didn't think that this tactical pause was intentional here from Fiend. I don't know why they're calling it when they're 10-2 up. I guess they did lose that last round by pretty effective stances. But you go back to that point about what you're making about the whole translating local success to international success. If it was a team that was at least competing at like the highest end of local, then fine.
Yeah,
but you mentioned
sure.
ESCA main is still like 2 steps down from Premier, which will soon to become Challenger, obviously. So like it's still like very, very far away from where you really want to see a team. Like I don't think anyone would have like normal logic would not dictate that OPAA would be in this position, right? You would have looked at some of their open qualifier runs and thought that hey, maybe they shouldn't have beaten Lingby Vikings, maybe they shouldn't have beaten Gorillas, maybe they shouldn't have beaten Harvu, for instance. But those are teams you would expect to be in this position above OPAA. And you can see exactly why. Fiend just a cut above the rest of them. A cut above OPAA in particular. Even smart enough to take a tactical pause, rebuy back into this round. Slight limitations on the utility set, so the CT economy is still haunting them. But a round win puts them right back on track.
Well, for any of the viewers out there that watch Fiend frequently, anytime they have a misplay or a round that really doesn't go right, they normally take a tactical straight after, and that's what we saw. Over-aggression being punished. Okay, how can we contain ourselves? How can we make sure that we go back to that threatening style of play? Even just a jump spot out from Banana. OPAA, 1 player to deal with. Bubble, he's been caught off here a couple of times in the past.
Jump face to evade the AWP. The shot was not taken there by Rixo. And the contact position, seeing 2 CTs going to rotate off the back of that. Some util thrown out towards brackets, but there were a number of players being seen up there towards top Banana. So Bubble's going to call it, and Fiend will call OPAA's bluff. Set for the B execution, 3 players to defend.
They've still got more util to try and slow this down. OPAA just going to commit with this. 3 players to deal with, even a boost up of flower pots.
Oh, Bubble going to provide some covering fire as he gets back behind the coffins, and Victor's going to take point on defensive. Flash is coming over. Second one pops off right in his face. He turns away from it, though. Berry looks up to position, and Rixo can catch that pick, so the bomb can go down.
Great read in for Berry, being able to relay the information over and give the AWP with a pick. Bubble peeking back in, only finds one. Red Star's waiting for an aggressive duel, and the A players, they're not rotating. This is going to be a save.
Seems so. Living it all on those three individuals, and had they not held the defensive, it indeed will be a safe call from Red Star. Oh, sorry, from Dreamer and Han. Red Star's going to stick around here over at the coffin position, try work out some exit frags. They might not expect him to be so aggressive. I think this might be the inexperience of OPAA. He catch them off guard. AWP boosted up just in case. Will drop down. Oh, very awkward engagement. And it does go the way of OPAA, so they can get that third back to the T-board.
Yeah, be able to hold on to a couple of weapons. OPAA Gaming now starting to string some together. And you'd have to imagine 4 or 5 rounds on this T side, they'd take it. And say, okay, going into the second half, we'll be able to find some decent form. Double AWP setup coming through from Fiend. Now, what I do love about Fiend is it's normally Han that's their main AWPer. Red Star picks up the second AWP, Bubble third AWPs, and if it's Ancient, Dreamer AWPs as well. So honestly, that double AWP setup can go to almost anyone except Victor.
We'll give it to Red Star and Han. Set Han in towards that mid control. Red Star set towards the B banana position. This time a bit more of a heavier contact play, trying to deny that banana presence from OPAA. Starting to vary up things here, however. They've gone for that initial B play. They've gone towards that banana position. Now back in towards their partners as they play the default. Initially looking towards A site.
Being able to walk very quietly. I wonder if they just dry face onto the AWP. It's risky.
But it works. Torsen. Kill found, smoke down, one player set towards site, one player set towards pit. Pit gets caught off guard, M4 to swing upon. Victor can get 2 dinks in against Torsen and ready with a nade to come forward against the T side. That will do some damage, not a whole lot of it here. Util on site, but he's going to evade both. The flashbang does get caught on towards him, and they exploit that gap in the box and the pillar. Berry, kill found, Dreamer tagged up, and eventually will fall. And a 4 versus 2. OPAA starting to finally look good here on T side. It's towards the end of the half. Fiend, no choice but to save here.
That was an excellent round coming through from the Danes. The way that they peek underneath the AWP, pop up, deal with Han, and then the crossfire on the site. Victor's just completely blinded after he finds that first pick. And once he falls, Dreamer's pretty much dead, isn't he? He's playing mini pit. He's completely alone. He's got no support on A. He's going to get overwhelmed. Maybe he might find a 1-for-1. It can't really be any more than that. And notice in the round as well, Han got dealt with straight away, and the other AWP from Red Star was playing at B. So those AWPs found absolutely no contact in that round.
Yeah, perfect positioning from OPAA. I'm not sure whether that was intentional or not, but it is the reality of the situation. A 4th to the board of OPAA Gaming. They could still make this 10-5 away, which on paper won't be all that bad when you look at it from a bird's eye view. Of course, the reality is it's still from a 9-1 deficit. Rebuy back in for these guys. Of course, Fiend going to have those double AWPs back in on Han and Red Star. For Mars, M4, Deagle. Harsher buy for the CT side.
It's one of the first times in a while that we've seen a rubbish-looking buy coming through from Fiend and not the cleanest of rifles out for everybody. OPAA Gaming just trying to see if they can work with the momentum. Red Star going to get boosted up from top banana.
Looks down range to catch S there. He's going to duck his head down smartly, recognizing there could be a boost up. They dismantle it and look towards the cross, look towards Broken Wall to catch off that player the moment that he peaks. Perfect timing from Red Star. What a read.
And there is a lot of situations in which OPAA are just dry-facing, aren't they? Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. And in that sort of situation, not flashing off the OPAA, not putting the molly forward, just allowed Red Star to drop down, hit that shot, and fall back to safety.
Hiding in the midst of smokes, counter smokes involved for the CT side. Of course, one went towards cross. Decoys out to try pull sound distraction involved. Berry ready with his teammates here. 5 on 4 for this situation. Only 2 to defend that site. However, Red Star going to get back towards dark. Perfect timing. Molotovs coming into the near side of the site. At new box, one player might get forced out. The AWP does catch his kill. Torsen gets his trade, and Bubble's going to burn hands of Rixo. Resistance from Berry on initial shots to get him off that boost spot. So 3 on 3, the bomb gets planted.
Yeah, OPAA being able to open up the bomb site, even with that boost up to the top of noob for Bubble. AWP getting another kill, then falling. Fiend on this retake. They've got kits.
Shots in, Han jump facing, trying to listen out for some footsteps, but there's all sorts of noises being made by everybody here. Asking any information given up by the opposite side. Flash forward, Torsten is very close. Victor can adjust towards it. Mask gets his kill in. Time's running short on Fiend though. Berry and Rixo set to the crossfire. Smoke goes back down. I think it was missed out there by the CT forces. Victor and Han go falling as a result of that. And Rixo can line up a triple to make it 5 for Oppa to turn out the half and go to the CT side after the break.
Smoke clears, I'll still be on my feet. Forget all of my fears, cause I know my destiny. I feel a champion waking inside of me. It's in motion, the legend's spoken. This is my moment. Can't break my focus, know where I'm going. This is my moment.
Ten 5 for Fiend, still lead the charge by a mile, but Oppa did look good towards the end of that T side. Can they translate it into the CT half and try bring back a pistol victory, maybe even then some more? That is the big question on the board, Dwayne. What do you think?
It's going to be tough, and for them, it has to get the start. You have to imagine that individuals have got to show some more class. They're still on 2 kills.
Yeah, some players still not really stepping up to the table. Torsten's been fantastic for Oppa. Part of the reason why they've really kept it together towards the end of that half. And will become the reason why they get started here in this one. Torsten set to the defensive over in the apartments. Red Star and Dreamer could get up these kills. Do they have any util to force them off angle? Will they try the shoulder baits? Victor, ready for the swing. Just goes straight up for it. Keeps his head ducked down. The USP can't have the headshot for it. Does get a couple of tags up as Red Star opens up. Finds Berry down at the boiler entrance. Torsten with a secondary swing. Does catch vision on Victor. Still unable to find those kill shots. It is all alone towards the A side. Oppa are not going to rotate to him.
No, this is such a risk to hold out this many players over the B side. Torsten's going to have to pretty much do everything. Needs to find a couple of kills. Does get away with the first. And rotations are so slow. I don't even know if it's worth going for this. 3v4 all out on B. This is a tough retake.
I saw at least 2 players in the apartments. I'm not sure why they didn't go back in for this, and going for the retake is going to be much harder. I'm not... Again, they should have just rotated the second player back to support Torsen. Did so much with so little, but it's still not enough. 4v3, Fiend have apartments, have sight, covering off all the main entryways. Notan's going to try to lead the charge back into the short presence. The info will get called up. Bubble's going to wait here, back towards Graveyard, flash forward, to check out the corners. Bubble gets his kill, Victor gets his kill, and Esther, well, he's out of there. 11 to the board, Fiend with a pistol.
OPAA have got an opportunity of trying to see if they could force it up, and maybe that is the style of play we could expect from them on Inferno, knowing they're down by this kind of margin of, okay, let's play quite gambly on CT side, let's play high-risk CS, and just hope that we can bait them into some of our stack plays. They're on B, they were hoping they could somehow drive a rotation away, it just didn't happen. And for Fiend, well, not going for any MAC-10s, it's going to be rifles for everyone.
All sorts of guns out. 3 AKs, 2 Galils, tag on towards Bubble. Nades onto Victor as well. So again, OPAA doing some decent starting damage. Need to get these kills, and Berry will catch one. Red Star responded to by Han and Bubble. Very quick that towards that mid-control. Hard A stack, but still OPAA are getting picked apart by Fiend. No time. Body block should be heard around its corner, and Howard just going to pre-fire it. Easy pickings for Fiend. Simple round.
Just being able to explode up from that mid position, even with that opening kill being found by Berry. Fiend looking to make it 12 and just stretch their lead further and further, get close to that big 16 to take the map. Yes, they're hoping to catch something out for this arch position, and, well, the T's, they can even go hunting if they want to.
Might as well remove that pistol from play. I mean, they are going to lose a little bit if they do get some casualties, unless they're showing some damage. OPAA might go for a secondary force back. Victor making his way around the back lines. Taps forward, smokes on. Just keep him at the bait. Don't know anything really for this particular round. A 12th will sit to the favour of Fiend. And there's not really much being carried forward here for OPAA.
And I am enjoying that in the server overall, we've got sort of the veteran guys, and then we've also got the youngsters. We've got Bubble, Victor, and Dreamer that have been around for donkey's years now. You've also got Berry that's been an in-game leader for a long time. Rixo's been in and around the tier 2 and 3 scene for the last few years. And then you've also got 5 guys of Torsen, Esther, Notan. You could even throw Red Star and Han into the mix that are 21 or younger.
A lot of youth in server. OPAA especially, knowing that they themselves are a pretty newer team, a lower level team. Obviously mentioned Berry earlier and how he's been around for the longest time. He's always coached up younger talents. Could be a lot of futures ahead of them. Probably not for this particular squad, but maybe for some others. Smokes into the cross. Fiend trying to work their way up against the OPAA eco. Not really much they can do to deny this. It's just a case of timing and when they get these kills appropriately here.
Even leaving Dreamer as that late lurk out from the apartments should be able to just mop them up if they go for an aggressive mid-stack after they know the B execution's going to be coming in. Fiend making the right call up against the pistols, even though it is only just a basic eco round. You don't want to be running into that stack at all.
Well, they aren't. They're going to walk out towards the B site when there's virtually nobody here. Even Berry left position set earlier towards that cross. Dreamer going to wait for the exit frags. Did get caught. Vision has been gained. Or has it? Okay, eventually the deagle will take place. I honestly thought Dreamer was seen by the first player of the cross. Maybe I was a little bit wrong on that front. Either way, kill found. AK in against Torsen, close range. Here's that drop down, so not a chance for him to flank on the bridge position. The rest of their T-side players will come in to bail him out here. Kills should come in easy, indeed they will. Rixo grabs a deagle, some impact onto Han. Kill found easy, and Berry still waiting back at construction, hoping he can get an exit or a ninja defuse. But still got one player back here, so that's pretty hopeless. And yeah, Bubble just gets his frag. If he had a kit, if he had a smoke, maybe, but he didn't.
Yeah, probably needed to go a bit quicker than he did, knowing he didn't have a kit. He's trying to see if he can catch that last player off. Doesn't quite happen. 13 now on the board from Fiend, and what a interesting chain of events it would be for Fiend to make their way forward, to have 2 Bulgarian teams in the last RMR, because that has never happened, of 2 Bulgarian teams at a big-name LAN event.
Didn't WESG have, like, Windigo and...
There was always one, right? Like, you had some of the smaller ones that had the 2. There was never really 2 teams at the same time that was rising to prominence.
I feel like WESG might have had like several different national teams there. Might have had two. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. I have to double check that. Well, Fiend would definitely love to make a point about that because there's always been a rivalry between Fiend and Skade. Who's the better squad? Who's the better team? Who's the higher end squad in tier 2? A lot of people have rated Fiend because they took massive upsets, but Skade have been a bit more consistent. Maybe it's their chance to prove it definitively on LAN. Well, only time will tell. And certainly with this map up being 13-5 and maybe closing out very soon, a series win for Fiend to take, that might end up being a likelihood.
Rixo, slight gap in that left-hand side of the long smoke isn't the greatest placed utility in the world there from Fiend. Very silent, and they're waiting for an over-aggressive move. They're waiting for OPAA to start pushing forward into brackets. Still two players with a boost up over to that broken wall out from the B site. Fiend are going to be leaning into A.
Two on, orbed around the corner, and Rixo blind gets his kill onto Victor, dishing out a bit of Fiend's own medicine from their CT half. No tan, can't get Dreamer. So much damage done to that player. Torson can get a responsive, but cannot follow suit on Red Star, so the man advantage maintains itself at a 3v3.
Oh, Barry, no!
Oh!
No! Goodness, we don't like to see that. Stair at least getting the trade back.
Oh, yes. Oh no, that's the worst time. The worst timing in the world. 2v2, you're right about those trades, but Red Star gets his own 2 in. And Esther, a 1v2. Nades on, no kit. I don't think there's any drops on the site either, and Red Star gets his triple. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh, that's gonna hurt so much. To think as well, he probably could have caught both of those kills. He probably would have had that round if only he checked his mag.
Honestly, though, at the same time, you have a look at that apps play. How does Dreamer get an entry and not fall? Yes, damage has been done. It's not strong enough on the defensive. The anchors are just having a rough time. They're getting overwhelmed. We need to see more multi-frags and more damage being done to the site anchors. You can't just be relying on the rotates every time.
Unfortunately, the issue is trying to trump Fiend on that respective because they can just force the issue out. Even if they imagine a 5-man stack, I still think Fiend will be able to take the round. Half by Deagle's in. A stack may be likely eventually if they leave it enough time. Han does not want to wait that long, though. He wants to go straight into that B site. Deagle a 1 facing out from the cross position. Trying to hold on to Victor, trying to get a kill against him or somebody else. So far, so little seen by the CT. Just walks up, nades in, they know he's there. Let's look for Berry to clear out the site. Smoke on cross. Check first. See the shoulder. Kill found. And Esther does get 1 kill on the way out, but that's as far as it goes.
Dreamer again, just lurking out on the apartments. He's done so many of these lurk setups, and chance for him to just continue doing damage. Couple of kills. Can he make it a 3rd? Yeah, of course he can. And what I do love about Dreamer is he's not a very exciting player. You don't look at him and get kind of thrilled with his playstyle because he's very lurky. He's very slow. He's so consistent, though. He always puts up numbers. When you need him to come up with a big clutch or a big play, he's able to do so. And how many times have we seen Fiend just taking the B site and say, Dreamer, mate, just keep eyes on the apartments.
He's doing his job, and that's getting the rounds, that's getting the wins. It's going to take this map, most certainly, at this stage. 15-5. Fiend on map point, on OPAA's map pick. May already be set for match point at this stage. The incendiary's on as the CTs barrel their way down towards the banana control, all the way up towards the mid-entrance. Berry. And Notan as well, also aggressed towards bench. Didn't catch that. It doesn't matter. Red Star's taking him out as the first casualty. Tagged up heavy. It hasn't stopped him really from having that much more impact off the back of it. AWP of Rixo fires. Doesn't catch a kill.
He wants more, though. He wants to try and peek back in and does get legged up into the process. He finds the pick back, though. Oh, there's that candlestick.
In. Here it comes. All the rifles for OPAA. Can Fiend force the issue out for this? Will they even want to force the issue? They could take their time, force them to break it up, or they could go towards B site. If they went to B right now, it's a bomb plant.
And this is a smart call for OPAA, honestly. They're light on util. Rixo's been tagged up. They've got no kits. If you split the bomb sites 2-2, you're going to have a difficult time. Play the risk. Gamble on A. Now they haven't heard any info for the last 20-25 seconds or so. They're going to start rotating Rixo over. They're only going to rotate 1, though.
That's the AWP on 17 HP as well. There's, like, no health to defend. Face into the AK will be enough. Smoke to flash back down. Smoke to cross. Berry's now going to rejoin them, but both the tagged up players are here. easy pickings to catch them off. At least Berry has 67, so he holds a chance that at least one of these duels, a secondary one, might not be so easy. And 20 seconds to work from here. Have to make their moves in quick. The lurks that involved for Dreamer's going to catch nothing. Victor needs to force forward. 15. Time's running short. Rixo just blind firing. Incendiary's back to try to force him away. He caught off a casualty. Red Star and Victor going to fall here. And now Fiend is going to have to save it. Took way too long to go for that hit.
Very slow in from Fiend, unnecessarily slow. They still do a fair bit of damage onto the CTs, just trying to hold onto the rifles. Dreamer, you can see what the idea was. There's, what, 30 seconds left on the clock, and Dreamer's starting to make some out presence. He puts a molly out from pit, HE forward. He's hoping that he can over-rotate them. He's hoping that they're going to just leave B, and instead, Berry's boosted up. The AWP is in the backlines. Great wallbang shot comes from Rixo, and OPAA, they don't get baited.
Solid hold at last. Will it continue along that route? Will it continue to come back here for OPAA? Of course, it's still got a hell of a ways to go back in for the Fiend camp. Still sitting on map point. It's only one good round. Their main issue has always been the follow-ups, but towards the end of the last half, they did start to find some confidence, Dweg. Is that going to be the same right here?
The pace has definitely slowed down, and silence has started to come in. Out to this top banana position. This is one hell of a crossfire for OPAA.
Flicks on a Rixo, but Victor and Hahn catch their kills. That's there behind sandbags. Will he get checked? No, he won't. That's two easy frags. Hahn checks it, but still doesn't get his kills. And Esther can find them all. Not get Dreamer, who trades back to a 2 versus 2. And Smoke on the cross to pick up the bomb, but rotate to the A site. Red Star's called it in.
Well, he heard the rotates out from long going into arch side, so bring that bomb right back over. And you have to imagine that for OPAA, they've got to start coming back in quickly. They're going to put a smoke down to banana, try and hold. They've got no idea the bomb's going back to A.
40 seconds. Rotations are inbound from OPAA as they recognize what's going on. They should be able to piece together the pieces. But can they get the retake? It has to be a win here.
You've got to wonder how they could use their utility. They've got an incendiary down. If they get that out to the mini-pit position, it can force one into the open, and Dreamer just gets caught relocating.
And can swing back. Spray through could line them up, but no. Torsen wins the fights, gets his 2K in, and gets a survival round. Another survival round here for OPAA.
The difficult issue that OPAA are facing is there's so much money that has been built up for Fiend. And even in the situation, if we keep seeing the comeback coming through, the loss bonus is going to get larger. So in terms of actually being able to reset that T-side economy and keep it incredibly light, it's going to take a while.
Wow, back to the comeback as well for OPAA. Bomb plant bonus for Fiend is another buy, of course, coming in for the T-side line, as you would expect. SMG's in for S there, AKs, M4s, AWP out for Rixo. Bashes in towards the mid position, Rixo holds his nerve as the AWP the T-side line. The AWP rotate back out of that long control for Rixo's part. Barrier jump face. M4 trying to catch off contact or a kill. So far, so little is gained.
And Nadezak out to that logs position, not over to that right-hand side of where Bubble's playing in from. Flash over the top, they know that Berry's there, wall bang, and that's the opening kill. No trade back in from OPAA.
Esther hasn't really got the firepower to do so, needs backup. He was supposed to be the backup dancer and try and get the casualties in with the damage that was initially done by Berry. Losing out that chance, can't recover the rifle either. Too aggressive from the CT side, and that could cost them.
Rixo might think about starting to over-aggress, look down banana, see if he can find a pick with that AWP and gather an info play. Notan is aggressive on the bracket smoke too, and Fiend are just waiting for an overextension, and the AWP finds the recovery.
And knowing that that's their only player up banana means that they can hard rotate back into the A site. Notan sees some action. Doesn't come forward to a full-on kill or anything back for the T-side line. Torsen's going to get hurt on the counter-rotate, so Fiend missed their window of dealing with one individual and gaining the site. Hahn ready with the AWP. Caught looking the wrong way. Rixo's going to win out that next fight, and now Fiend are making mistakes that OPAA can punish. 30 seconds. Got to get back to the site, and the AK challenging the AWP dry. It's an easy frag. You see the angle that Rixo used. And 2 players left for Fiend, Dreamer and Victor. 20 seconds again, taking a ton of time, running this timer down so low to get this bomb plant in. OPAA waiting, Torsen looking up, smokes on, Dreamer seen, Victor the same. They both line up for Notan, jumping straight into their demise as OPAA find 8.
That's sloppy stuff coming through from Fiend. They've got so much util, and they've got a few smokes to work with, and not one of them goes down. They don't have that lurk smoke that goes out to the moto position. They already knew that the AWP of Rixo was playing in from library, so they've got to be aware that if they swing out short side without util, they're going to get picked off. Yeah, you can understand Harm in terms of the timing. He's checking out moto, he's checking Arch, and doesn't quite look into library. In terms of the follow-up, though, it was very dry from the Bulgarians.
And another tactical pause coming in for Fiend. Like you mentioned before, they love to take those tactical pauses after they lose out a very important round to mentally reset, get back on track. Has been a number of rounds since their initial loss. Going to work pretty hard to get back into control here. 15-8, still map point for Fiend. 7 to go to the OT for OPAA. They have started to look much better in the later part of this half, though. Will it carry on like that? T-side players back on the bite. Double ops in for OPAA.
I don't see Barry on the AWP all that often. Try and see what he could find, make an info play to start off. Victor getting tagged down to 45 from the HE. Utility tag damage coming through from OPAA Gaming. A Fiend very, very slow to the default. And maybe this is what the change is slow it down and just be slightly more careful than the recklessness we're seeing in some of these last couple of rounds.
Walks in for Red Star. Out towards the apartments, joining Dreamer. Looking for Torsen here, set towards the balcony, ready to drop down off that balcony if necessary. The AWP of Rixo starts to progress towards Badana. Meanwhile, there's still a couple of players out here. Barbara, will he get hard checked? Yes, he will. Flashbang keeps him blind, but still Rixo saw the player, so he gets the frag and forces Fiend to rotate.
And Rixo's been very impressive in terms of his aggressive moves. Flash over, Berry completely blind, gets another kill, and it gives themselves a 5v3.
Smoke on to suppress back over that long control as Han tries to find more. Nades on apartments, Dreamer tanks that directly in the face. Fiend trying to work out of this short presence. The AWP of Berry still watching. Notan's also rotated on. Tarleton still looks for his kill. Berry there to support the rotation out. Drops that bomb. Han 1v5. And this is another simple round for OPAA. Fiend are giving up the ghost on a lot of these here. And the confidence we saw from that CT side has all but dried up.
Well, it was well played, and there was some luck going their way. First of all, that first pick from Rixo, he's finding a lot of success of making those walk plays towards top banana, getting a flash over the top, dealing with bubble. The pick to come in from Berry is, it's luck, isn't it? You get a flash over the top, he's completely blind, takes the pop shot, deals with the boiler player, and from there, they've just got the crossfire set. They give themselves a 2-man advantage, and they've got pretty much everything going their way. 9 on the board, getting closer to double digits, and finally now the reset's going to be coming forward for the T side.
A half-bought Deagles, Kevlar, only one helmet on Red Star. No armor at all for Han. The AKs across the entire CT board. Meanwhile, OPAA have got a mountain of firepower. No util to counteract them there on the Fiend side. Dreamer first of all, dry face into brackets. Bubble, however, can find a responsive. Good Deagle shot back to the 4 versus 4, and that leads the charge straight in. 2 guns out here in Notan and Torsen. Again, exact same setup, except with the minus the AWP, the second AWP, of course. Shot on, frag found, looking for Red Star as well. 2 kills to his name, and 2 left standing here for Fiend.
And Torsen still staying alive, putting the smoke down, wallbang shot trying to come through from Han, and now they're just trying to look for damage, try to see if they can take those AKs out of play, because they're on everyone.
Notan almost gave up an angle to Victor there. Smoke on, suppressing the likes of Torsen. The AWP still hunting for his kill there. And for the wall, bangs! Eventually catches his funny bone. That's good enough for the frag. 2v3, Victor. Eyes set away from the site. Notan does get his kill together. Make it a frag for his own right. Imagine the flashbang AWP flick does land on Berry. Kill not found to him. The Deagle's a little bit better than that, but doesn't go so far as to clutch the round itself. Damage been done, however, you're right about that. The AKs are dropped out by the CT side, and it will be 10 to the board of OPAA. So this is starting to become really close here. 5 rounds to go to the overtime, Dweg. How have they let this happen?
Well, that's a slight misplay to me for Berry. He didn't need to pick up that secondary orb and instead threw away one of the AKs. So you had, what, 4 AKs in that round? Now they've only got themselves 1. They had the money to be able to invest around it. It's just that slight little decision making. But you're right, Fiend have been very quiet these last few rounds. And for OPAA, it's playing on the back foot and being able to really find some streaks together.
IEM Fall in a no time, looking for Bubble to extend this streak a little bit further now. Matches over, smokes on, no time gonna get caught. SMGs, AK's coming out, burning quite a heavy amount here. The Incendiary will burn on Bubble, take him out. M4 also caught off, blinded by Victor's secondary kill back. AWP fires away. Did that land a tag right there? I think it might have done. Doesn't matter. Dreamer's coming in towards long and deals with that AWP. A second AWP back of Rixo. Herd scoping in, checks Covey, gets Dreamer, but now it's him and S there on for the 2v3 retake.
And sometimes, Jay, you just got to send it. And that was the round for Fiend. Quicker, pacey, and even the shot coming through out from Library. And now Rixo's got to clutch the 1v3. No teammates left. And no one needs to peek here from Fiend. Just play the time off to the bomb plan. Do not isolate any of those 1v1s. Peek comes through and the NWP hits the shot. That's a start.
I'll get two more, though. If he looks in the wrong place at the wrong time, that could be disastrous. Hahn hearing the footsteps, and Victor peeks out for the headshot. So no clutch for Rixo. 3 kills for Victor and a 16-10 at long last for Fiend. Really should have been a bit more one-sided for me, though, Dweg. Again, we saw a 15-5 map point. It got towards 10 before finally Fiend were able to close it. And